Gather round with your theories so wild, talking like detectives with hearts beguiled. Oreos in hand, crumbs on your shirt, hunting for clues but solving dessert. Oh, snack cake savior, sleuth in disguise, solving cold cases with frosting-filled pies. JB Gunner's laughing, it's plain to see you're cracking these cases from an armchair screen.
What's going on, Alicia? Guys, it is April 10, 2025, 2:29 p.m. We'll get things kicked off in a second.
Stash looks like a crime scene. Your waistline stretches while questions unfold. Netflix is on, but the truth's gone cold. Whoa, snack cake savior, sleuth in disguise.
G-Mac, Teresa, got your snack cakes, all right?
Jamie Gunner's laughing, it's plain to see you're cracking these cases from
C-Dog, Teresa, Henry, thank you, Henry. Scott, Alicia, Gobbles, KC, G-Mac.
Got a blog, you're the internet ace, connecting red strings in a carbo-loaded haze. Every binge
we'll get things kicked off in a second.
In cellophane lies, wiping your hands,
what's up, Scotty?
Leaving powdered
K-Dubs.
alibis. Oh, snack cake savior, sleuth in disguise, solving cold cases.
Jeff, what's up?
Filled pies.
Smart is why.
JB Gunner's laughing, it's plain to see you're cracking these cases from an armchair spree.
Yo, let me give a shout out to Upgrade, who hit the tip jar with a 50 bomb to get us kicked off. Thank you, Upgrade. Appreciate you, brother.
You've got a blog.
All right, we're about to get things kicked off. Mary, what's going on?
Connecting red strings in a carbo
What's up, Robin?
haze. Every binge-eating truth wrapped in cellophane lies, wiping your hands, leaving powdered alibis. Ooh, snack cake savior, sleuth
Thank you,
in
brother.
disguise, solving cold
Appreciate
cases
you.
with frosting-filled pies. JB Gunner's laughing, it's plain to see.
All right.
You crack.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, enough of that. Enough of that. You guys, there you have it. Shout out to Upgrade, man. Thank you so much. Guys, welcome. Oh, Gobbles dropped me a 50 bomb on me. Holy fuck. Gobbles, thank you so much, beautiful. Thank you. Man, y'all are killing it today, man. Y'all killing it today. What's up, 12 Gauge? What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. Shout out to Gobbles. Shout out who's at a Texas rest stop. She just texted me with the popos behind her. I was like, shit, I'm about to do a true crime story on Gobbles. But that's not the way it is. She just got a warning. She winked at him a little bit. They drove off. Her ass down in Texas fucking with them Rangers. Stop up fucking with them. Hitler's biased as fuck. Oh, no, he's been biased. I can't believe he called Cyree a conspiracy theorist. No, that's... I'm glad you said that. Glad you said that. Kohlberger's gonna lose this case. Sorry. He should have stayed in Moscow. John Judge, John Judge, that motherfucker, he at least seemed unbiased. But since the beginning, what's up, Samira? Since the beginning, this judge has clearly, it was hard to watch. Yeah, no, it is. And so we'll talk about a little of the things because, look, man, we'll talk about this. We'll do the DELPHI confession, all this. But Ann saying it's so dumb when talking about it. For real, she should have had something to offer regarding Cy's theories. And this is the thing with the Cyree thing, because the last time I went live, I believe we talked about this. When they first brought Cyree into this case, I thought to myself, you know, what we're probably going to see is him say that he's got evidence that Brian Kohlberger was in another location and all this. Yeah, I think Hitler's against him. I mean, he works for the state. I don't think Hitler is as unbiased as he should be. Calling Cy Ray a conspiracy theorist is out of this fucking world. When Cy Ray, every other time he testifies, is for the prosecution. This one time Cy Ray is not testifying for the prosecution, he's testifying for the defense, they want to refer to him as a fucking conspiracy theorist. None of it makes any sense. He needed a private lawyer from the start, absolutely. Absolutely. He interrupts the defense constantly, never the prosecution. Yeah, the fix is it. Remember what I said? I told you that I thought they didn't have enough evidence to convict Bryan Kohberger. I still think that. But I think he's getting convicted. I think he's done. And the reason for it is Ann Taylor's nothing to fucking brag about. And this judge is clearly against any, every single time I've watched a trial here, every single time I've watched a hearing, this judge the way he talks to Ann Taylor is just something, it's out of this fucking world. I've never seen it. And needed to back off earlier and let the other attorneys fight this. Yeah. And this is the one thing, and I said this from the start. When I told you guys 3 years ago almost that a public defender will be the reason Bryan Kohberger goes to prison, everybody was like, nah, man, she's good, JB. And I said, how many times have y'all went to court? How many times have you went to court, and how many times have you been there with a real lawyer or a public defender? But all the snack cakers, all the court TV watchers, they were like, hey, Ann Taylor's no regular public defender. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She is. I told you. All of these people work for the state. Ann Taylor, the longer this goes, the more she shows us she has no ability to do anything. All she has ability to do is file paperwork. I said, who was the big cheese? I've never said Ann Taylor. I've criticized Ann Taylor since day one. Since day one. Public defenders are shit. They literally work for the damn state. That's who pays them. Yeah, you've never heard me say that Ann Taylor was great at her job at all. I called her a public pretender from the start. She has had moments where I think she's good at filing paperwork, good at throwing everything against the wall. But even as this case has progressed, I said it seems to me like they're everything that they're filing has something to do with the appeal. Not they're not trying to win the case. Every time I had a public defender, I was sentenced to jail time. Yeah. I'd still be sitting inside had my family not hired. Exactly, K-Dubs. That's why they're called public pretenders. Their job is to get you to sign a plea bargain. Most of the time when you go to trial with a public defender, you're signing a plea bargain. And I know that because I've signed plea bargains. Listen, lawyers are expensive. I've only had a paid lawyer on a couple of cases, and I've won those cases. Anytime you go up with a public defender, they're like a regular lawyer. His job is to sell you on him winning cases. So he needs to have a good win-loss record. A public defender doesn't have to. I think you said that she was a big cheese or something similar as far as the PD's office in Idaho. She was their big, she was their big, yeah. When Kara Canoodle said she knew her? What do you mean? Okay, I'm not understanding what you're saying, Laisha. Oh, she's the head public defender, yes. But being the head public defender is like being the A student of a retard class. It's like being the head snack caker. You're still a snack caker. You know, you still, that's what you do. He should have had a paid lawyer, absolutely. You have to pay to prove your innocence. Past July, judge told me to pay up or shut up. Yeah, that's how it works. You can hate it all you want, but it's the reality. Broke motherfuckers go to prison because they're going to get labor out of you. They're going to get labor out of you. And unfortunately, Bryan Kohberger, he's not going to get a fair shot. The media's been against him the whole time. The lawyer is shit. The alibi is shit. The witness that he had, the expert Cy Ray, I'm gonna be honest, that's shit. There's nothing that really came out of that. And we've received more evidence that essentially that he bought a K-bar and shit like this. I mean, it's not looking good right now. It's not looking good. If I was in the jury, would I say guilty? No. Because you still haven't proven to me this man deserves the death penalty and is guilty. However, I'm not on the jury. The normies that's at home watching the TV, that's watching everything, they're seeing all this. They're seeing all this, and they're gonna vote guilty. Just like they did in Delphi, which, by the way, Delphi is, yeah, exactly, Henry. BK is toast, yeah. Delphi, the dude confessed. They heard the confessions. We'll hear them today. By the way, and I know, Teresa, you're going to fight back against it. I told you the confessions were real. And we're going to listen to them confessions because Richard Allen does not seem like he was forced into anything. Richard Allen sounded legit when he confessed. Do you think that there's a chance the records actually do exist? What records? Do I think there's a chance that the records, which record, what's up, Melissa, how you been? Which records? Let's go ahead and take a look at some of this as we go. Thank you to Gobbles, and thank you to Upgrade, man. You guys are fucking awesome. If you guys want to support the show, as always, you can hit the links down below. Timing in Advance Records. Oh, the Timing in Advance Records, they could. Chances are they do. But what do you do in a situation? What do you do in a situation where they didn't collect them? Doesn't matter if they exist. She should have had that on paper yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess we could be surprised with some shit. But I'm going to be honest. If they had any records whatsoever that put Kohberger somewhere else, I think we'd have to. I think they'd be talking about him. I think they'd be consistently talking. Look, we got this. Now, you know what the new claim is? The new claim from Kohberger is that there's two different weapons, two different killers. Which, let's be honest, I mean, I believe that. But it also takes us back to what was rumored that he said. Anybody else arrested? Now, I don't know if he said that. To me, that's a rumor. It's an internet thing. It's ooze out of the snack cake. But however, is it too late for him to get a new lawyer? No. No, it's not. Nope. He could right now file a motion with the court for continuance so he can hire counsel. And now it may push it a whole another year. But he literally could file listen, and this would be the smartest move he can make. What's up, Toronto Swede? The smartest move Brian Kohberger can do right now is file a motion for change of counsel and get a new one. Doesn't the evidence point to Kohberger? Yes, it points to him being guilty, but it does not. Ted, answer me this. If you're going to kill somebody, wouldn't you want actual, evidence? It's circumstantial evidence, right? There's a voice calling into another channel, really sounded similar to BK. He remained silent on stage. I don't think the dude that called into the rapper or I don't think that was Brian Kohberger or whatever that was a couple years ago. I mean, it could have been. Would the court have to legally allow him to do that? Yeah, no. If he files for a change of counsel, they have to grant him that. Because you don't want to risk an appeal coming back if you're the prosecution. You don't want an appeal to come back and it be malpractice. You know what I mean? Because that's the threat. That's the threat that is. If I remember correctly, some other attorney out there wanted to represent him. I don't remember actually. All right, so. Let me go ahead and pull this over here. I want to show you guys something. Something that was... we'll go to this one. This is crazy. When I read this... Look. Brian Kohberger makes bombshell claim. about 2 Idaho killers. Daily Mail can't write where the fuck. They proved that it wasn't BK that called in a T-Rev show, Hidden True Crime Podcast, interviewed that guy on the show. I didn't know that. There you have it, Jeff. And most of us knew it was bullshit anyway, right? T-Rev got caught with a couple things like that. You know what I mean? So, Jeff's been around this whole thing. What's up, warning label? Jeff's been around the whole time. So, if Jeff H is saying it, it's true. It's true. That motherfucker, Jeff H, is in everybody's streams. I don't know if he works. I don't know what Jeff H does. What's up, Nina? But anyway, he's head snack caker. He's the leader. What's up, Tony? Thank you. All right, let's go here. Kohlberger makes bombshell claim about 2 Idaho murderers as judge considers if family will testify. Man, they just keep throwing different shit. I'll listen. I'll bite, though. Brian Kohlberger plans, what's up, she's a devil woman, plans to claim that 2 killers and 2 murder weapons were responsible for the brutal murders of the 4 students. In a bombshell revelation in court Wednesday, the accused killer's attorney, Ann Taylor, said the defense will argue at trial that more than one person slaughtered the victims. What's up, Kate? Listen, I'm going to be honest. He said, I'm honored. It makes sense, doesn't it? Like, I don't understand why they didn't go with this defense from the very beginning. It makes sense. I don't know why they didn't throw this out there from the fucking beginning. Because one of the biggest things people have questioned this entire time is, could one person do this in fucking 12 minutes? Yeah, you got to have good evidence. I thought they said that they had names yesterday. Could be mistaken. The 4chan post said that with Kathy Mabbitt's comments, it could definitely work. Yeah, because remember, it didn't sound like she thought the K-bar was the thing. Like, it's been rumored throughout all this case that it could have been a much larger weapon, like kind of machete-ish. Now, I don't subscribe to that thought. I don't think AT wants to give up too much of her defense. Yeah, I mean, it's probably true. It's probably true. We have produced an expert that believes it's likely there was 2 people, 2 weapons. You know what's going to be crazy? All the snack cakers, all the fucking, what was the dude's name? The Marine that got killed by the cops. Oh, they're going to fucking love this one. You know they're going to go, oh yeah, and y'all, some of y'all are in here. All the people that was talking about, what's his name? Shit, on the tip of my tongue. The other guy. They're going to be fucking going wild on the Kopaka. Yeah, exactly. They're going to be going fucking nuts on this one. We have produced an expert that believes there's likely 2 people, 2 weapons. The defense attorney, they're going to go nuts on that one. The defense attorney provided no further details about the expert, the theory, or the evidence pointing to his conclusion. No, it did not match the knife. Ted Diaz said, didn't Brian Kohlberger's DNA match the knife that was used on the 4 victims? No, the murder weapon's never been found, Ted. There is no murder weapon. There was touch DNA on the sheath that was found at the murder scene. Touch DNA. What's up, Pixie? An example of that could be anything. Like, for instance, if I'm at the grocery store and I pick up this can and I decide I didn't want to buy it and I put it back down, and then you come along and you pick up the can and take it to your house and drink it, all of a sudden my DNA is in your house. It's not the strongest DNA. It's touch DNA. Yeah, it's transferred without contact. Yes. What's up, Tracy? So, anyways, let's continue. So they're not going to tell him anything. However, it comes after the defense previously revealed plans to present alternate suspects at the murder trial. C-Dog said several times yesterday, Ann rolled her eyes when the judge said time of the murders, and she kept responding, if that's when it happened. Maybe they have something. Maybe it's spaghetti. I mean, yeah. Said Barlow ripped that apart yesterday, the DNA thing. And that's what they have to do. They have to attack the DNA. They have to. So, I think this is a better defensive method than they've been trying to do, right? I'm not sure this is going to work, though. Because presenting... Okay, let me say this. Presenting an idea that it could be two people doesn't eliminate Bryan Kohberger. Because even if there was two people, Bryan Kohberger could have been one of them. You see what I'm saying? I hope to God that the rumor that Bryan Kohberger said was anyone else arrested, I hope that was just an internet rumor. You know what I mean? I hope that was just an internet rumor. Because if he did that, and now he's going forward with the two people did it defense, that sounds kind of fucking stupid. I want to believe Cy, but until we get down his evidence, Cy's affidavit doesn't mean squat. His affidavit really doesn't say anything other than these people are holding back some shit. Like when they first announced that Cy was the guy, judge wasn't happy with the texting coming in. Yeah, the texting has to come in. Like Masao, approach better than Ann's. Yeah, agreed. Ann Taylor's is she's not good. I don't like Ann Taylor at all. Well, just because he is likely of being guilty, I still want him to get a fair trial. You are innocent till proven guilty. Exactly, Ted. That's my position. I want him to have a fair trial. If Bryan Kohberger or anybody else did this, they should get the death penalty. You know what I mean? Anyone that does an act like this, I think Richard Allen should get the death penalty in Delphi. But I think in order to convict someone and give them such a penalty, you need to have evidence beyond, reason. I mean, you have to hammer that shit home, right? You have to hammer that shit home. His affidavit was sworn testimony, though. He said there's lies, and if the judge but if Hitler wanted to do things right, they should go get that data. He's gonna think about it, the texting. He needs a sharp Chris lawyer. Yeah, absolutely. So, what's up, Sarah? The latest shocking claim came during a day-long hearing in the... You guys already know the deal there. You guys already know the deal here. Let's see here. Any more? The evidence at issue includes the DNA found on the sheath, as we know. Look, the prosecutor, the defense has to try to get this DNA shit figured out, man. Because as of right now, it's going to be wild to see that be what convicts him. Because it's not strong. It's not strong evidence. But the thing about it is the brunette lawyer doesn't seem intimidated. Yeah. The thing about it is when you include all of this at the same time, even if I wouldn't say guilty, Hitler was fuming about Cyre's conspiracies, but I don't think they're conspiracies. When you look at Cyre, okay, so the prosecution used him. The state has used Cyre as a witness several times. How come he wasn't a conspiracy theorist then? Don't discredit AT so quickly. No, I've been saying that AT sucks. She's a public defender. Ann Taylor is a public defender. If you've never been to... listen, I don't see him throwing away his career for nothing. Exactly. Because here's the truth, is after this case, if he's labeled a conspiracy theorist, what state's going to bring him in? You know what I mean? I don't understand how they can look at Cyre after all these years, 35 years or whatever the fuck it is, and now say he's a conspiracy theorist just because on this one case, he's going with the defense. None of it makes sense to me at all. So, beyond circumstantial, no evidence at all against BK. I agree with that. Everything's circumstantial. And my position is, you cannot give a man a death penalty for circumstantial evidence. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it. Judge should have brought him in on Zoom either before or... Yeah, agreed. was a mess yesterday. She got ripped, and then brunette on the defense was just a joke. They were. Bryan Kohberger, the words psychopath and sociopath have been banned from the Bryan Kohberger trial. The weaker if you take the blood on the stairs. Agreed. I think this is a win for Kohberger. And let me explain why. How many times have you heard people in this community say he looks like he's a psychopath? He looks like he's a, you know what I mean? I think that if you remove the, Syray did debunk the state's evidence. Kind of. When you're looking at someone like Kohberger, and the entire conspiracy doesn't provide receipts, the judge isn't allowing those receipts to be seen to whoever said that about conspiracy? Yes. Well, the judge called him a conspiracy theorist. Public defenders are usually trash. Exactly. He had a few wins. He did have a few wins today. Warning label says, I think what happened with Syray is everyone started researching his credentials for the last couple of years. Some inconsistencies were found, but inconsistencies could be found with anybody we're talking about, right? You're going to make errors at your shit, you know what I mean? Has Bryan ever said anything about this? Well, no. Bryan hasn't made any, he's speaking to his lawyer and all that. They can't discount him because they could appeal his other testimony in previous cases. Yeah. So, I think the sociopath and the psychopath being removed, I think is good. I think it helps him get somewhat of a fair trial. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of this, because let me explain. They're going to try to use his body language. They're going to try to use the fact that he was a student when it comes to criminology, and they're going to try to portray him as a Ted Bundy-like figure. To keep the prosecution from being able to throw out the word psychopath or sociopath to explain why they think Bryan Kohberger did it. What's up, Lori? I think that's good for the defense. I think that's a win for Bryan, easily. Jeff says if they're concerned about how the jury will perceive BK's appearance, stare, mannerisms, can't they put him in another room like Darrell Brooks to limit that prejudice? I think that would make it worse, if you want to know the truth. I think listen, you might as well put the Hannibal Lecter on his mask and roll his ass out there. I think that if you are separating them, to where they're like, oh, you can't see Bryan. We don't want you judging his appearance. That would make me say that motherfucker's guilty as shit. Like, if you're separating me if I'm in the jury, and you're like, you can't see the defendant, man, fuck that. He's guilty. You know what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it would be a horrible look. What you need to do is slip Bryan Kohberger some ecstasy right before. Here, man, take this fucking ecstasy. That motherfucker will be out there. He'll be out there doing all kinds of goofy shit. Hannibal Lecter mask and bushy eyebrow. Oh man, yeah, that would be. Yeah, get him some X. Send him on out there. He'll be all right. JB has said this from the start about public defenders. Yeah, they're not good. They're not because their career isn't based on whether they win or lose. It doesn't matter how he looks. Did Bryan commit the crime? After all, looks can be deceiving. Yeah, but most humans don't think like that. Thank you, Kelly. Kohberger pimping, of course. To be fair, you can't insinuate. Here's the thing. You're trying to look at this from our perspective. We're not normies. We are people that's followed this case, and we're looking at everything we're looking at every intricate aspect of this case. The normie motherfucker that's going to be on the jury is just some dude that wants to get back home and get his dick sucked. It's just some chick that wants to get back home and so she can clean up her house. Do you see what I'm saying? These people aren't going to be like, these people are prone Love that hoodie. Where'd you get it? It's North Georgia mountains. It's called the Rebel Shop. But hear me out. The normal person, the normie that's going to be in the jury, they're going to be like all people on jury. You want to get back home. And a lot of times it's going to be based on your feels. So if they paint the picture and people are like, you see, he looks like a psychopath, you can't help but to be biased, man. You are looking at it from you can't take that you can't be biased. You're on a jury. There's a lot of things you can't do. You're not allowed to piss outside off the balcony, and I do it every day. I believe it was said Brian bought an Amazon gift card in the knife sheath. It was bought with a gift card. If that's the case, just judging off the paperwork, I mean, him buying the man. See, I wonder if they actually can. What's up, Florencia? Germany. There we go. People in general judge a book by its cover. Yeah. Granny says pissing outside is the 10 best things ever. I love it, man. Love it. Love it. I do it as often as possible. Some of them will know about the case in another. Yeah. So a lot of these, let's be honest. These people in Idaho, they already know whether they think he's guilty or not. That's the problem with it being such a major case. He's not going to get a fair trial no matter what. But this also could work in his behalf. If there's like a juror that happens to watch Germany, yeah, shout out to Germany, 88, baby, 88. If there happens to be someone in the jury that, let's say, watches myself or Harsh Reality or anybody, or the Lana chick, that chick, whatever, I don't know her name. Somebody that is looking at this case from a innocent until proven guilty perspective. I think that if you find, all they need is one. All they need is one JB Gunner in there that's like, yeah, I'm not sending him to death for this. You haven't proven anything to me. However, by that same logic, most of the people have already formed their opinion and they live there. So on the news, they've painted Kohberger as this monster already. So they're already going in, and the chances are that 12 out of 12 are going to already think he's guilty going in. We might get lucky, and there might be one of us, someone that wants to know, in there. First thing I saw, Channing Tatum, 21 Jump Street movie, standing there looking like a Hollywood actor. Yeah, look, man. Said, my name is Jeff. Cover is redefined. Yeah, I think everybody judges a book by its cover. Everybody does. She's a damn devil woman, says, oh my, I don't give a fucks about the damn K-bar. I care about what can be proven. Even Hitler said it isn't a crime to purchase things on Amazon. Yeah, but once again, you're an average normie. The judge did say about giving jurors too much credit. I don't know. Look, I think that if you're in the jury, because, all right, let me give you an example. There's a guy that's in this chat room right now that his first words to me was, or whatever, he said, don't they have the knife with Kohberger's DNA on it? Think about that for just a second. This case is 3 years old, almost. You and I have been doing this every day. Clearly, that guy's kind of new to the case, right? He said, don't they have a knife with Brian Kohberger's? Don't they have the murder weapon with Brian Kohberger's DNA on it? No knife found, exactly. But I want you to think about that. What if one of the people that's going to, or a lot of people on the jury, are going to be like him? They really didn't know, so they spent 2 to 3 years thinking that they had the knife with the DNA. You see what I'm saying? Stuff like that can muddy the well, can poison the well. Line on Truth and Transparency covered the Cy affidavit at the end of her last night. I didn't understand the Cy issue until she broke it down. Well, it's because we thought Cy Ray was going to do something else, like put Kohberger somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? You would put Kohberger. You was hoping Cy Ray would put Kohberger somewhere else, but that's not what he did. He just said there's data missing that could put him somewhere else. That's not like that's not a home run. You know what I'm saying? Now it does paint the picture that they're liars, but it does not put him somewhere else. If you really dig though, who would search Kohberger as suspect back to 2011? No, the judge said you're not giving enough credit to the jurors. They're smarter than being. No. Human beings are not smarter. No. I'm not going to give credit to average, everyday human beings. Listen, when you look around and you look at average human beings, in general, do you think people are smart or dumb? Just really think about that for 5 seconds. And if you think people are smart, maybe you're the one that's not. You know what I'm saying? Because a person with most people that have any high level of intelligence knows clearly that everyone else is fucking stupid, for the most part. The average human is a dummy, completely dummy. And you know I'm telling the truth. Everybody knows I'm telling the truth. He's giving an answer later about the text messages coming in. AT also wanted to explain about BK's autism. I'm repeating what the judge said. He says, thinks Cy Ray was going to put him somewhere else until he's able to testify. It doesn't matter what the claims are. No, I agree. So implying they're withholding information. Tracy, that is what they're doing. What's that shit called? What was that data, the timing? They got the data for like 86, they're like, 3,800 or some shit, some crazy number of people, but don't have Bryan Kohberger's. Most normies are sheep. Yeah. I assume they were going to go with BK's knife and sheath were stolen and the thief was the killer. Yeah. Most are low IQ. So I guess I want to say this. Timing advanced data, that's the data. My question is where, all right, and this is the thing that they're going to have to answer. The prosecution is going to ask them, where the fuck is the knife in the sheath then? And listen, I'm going to be honest with you. The minute they do this, the minute that they prove that Bryan Kohberger bought a knife, a sheath, and a sharpener, and they say, where is the knife in the sheath at? And Bryan Kohberger comes back with, I lost it. Every person in that jury is going to say, oh man, he's done. The state argues that they don't have the data because they didn't have his name yet, but they also say his phone pinged in the area. Yeah, it's goofy shit. They say the judge finds Bryan Kohberger guilty without substantial evidence. Yeah, he can appeal the verdict. He will. That's what they're doing. They're setting up for the appeal. They've been setting it up the whole case. I feel like Ann Taylor and Bryan Kohberger think they're going to lose, which makes me nervous. The state did not receive timing data. Yeah, which is crazy. Crazy. The judge kept saying BK's phone was switched off. He was fuming about what Cy Ray said in the affidavit. Cy Ray has only stated that there's not enough data, and given the rest, he deserves the right to change his mind on BK. Yeah, no, I agree. Singapore sent $1.99, said for keeping it 100 no matter what. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're right, says Sarah. Yeah, I mean, they are setting up a bill. So, why him, though, as a patsy? No, I think he did it. I just don't think there's enough evidence to convict him. It was outside the 7-day parameter, yeah. I personally think he did it. I just don't think there's enough evidence to convict him. But the problem is the minute they say he had the fucking knife, he bought the knife, and then they don't have one to present, I think the jury in general is going to, that alone, I think is going to make them say he's guilty. Think about it. I mean, there's not much evidence Because the phone pings could be explained away, for sure. There's no connection between Brian Kohlberger and these kids. I think the timeline is off too. It could be. It could be. I mean, but the phone pings to me is not evidence at all. BK had his application in for law enforcement. He was easy to set up. I think he's innocent as fuck, but we all have... everybody's opinions are welcome here. Remember, I spent 2 years thinking he was innocent. I only recently changed my mind to guilty. But I still don't think there's enough evidence. I personally think the thumbs up selfie was a trophy. No different than when you perform well when you're fucking. How many times have you stood up and looked in the mirror? If you got one of them long mirrors, just butt ass naked like you just won the Super Bowl, posing like you just won the Heisman and shit. I think that's what that was. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. You walking around with your socks and balls out and drinking Kool-Aid and shit, just looking at that girl like, yeah, I know what I did. I feel like that's what we have here, is Brian Kohlberger. I spent the entire time thinking he was guilty until the last few months when things became uncertain. See, we flip sides. I think Ann Taylor's setting up the timeline thing too. Hopefully. But I think, in all honesty, I think the selfie with the thumbs up, was Brian Kohlberger's own trophy for himself. I don't think he sent it to anybody. I think he took the picture for himself, which makes it even creepier. Gave me mission accomplished vibes. Yeah, like George Bush on the fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes. The girls chats and sending Snapchats to DM's dad or wild. Yeah. But I think that could be considered more normal than his selfie. He does have a burglary charge, so is that because he took a trophy? No. Burglary doesn't mean theft. Burglary is anytime you enter a residence or something that's not, anytime you illegally enter something, you know what I mean? Burglary doesn't mean theft. You don't have to steal nothing. You see what I'm saying? Like if you come in my house without me letting you in, it's unlawful entry. Yeah. Even if you didn't take shit, you're a burglar. You know what I mean? So he's fucked in a good way, simple as that. Well, I guess, and not in a good way, yeah. And that's what someone in the chat said last time. He was showing his shirt off he got for his birthday. Come on, man. Come on. It's a dress shirt. You know damn well ain't no damn 20-something-year-old dude at the time. He was, what, 28, 27? You know no motherfuckers taking that picture. Hey, and sending it to like a friend. You see this dress shirt my mom got me? Man, ain't nobody doing that. Brandy, the beautiful Brandy, sent $9.99. So I don't think the AT is really trying to get Brian justice. She's gonna get her. Oh yeah. Oh, no doubt about it. What's Ann Taylor making? $8,000? Was it a week or a month? It was a week, right? Ann Taylor was making like $8,000 a week. She was making a lot in this case. I mean, he's a retard. He would. I mean, that's true. If the receipt for the sheet does have the Marine logo on it, then I may start to believe he did this crime. Yeah. Thank you very much, Brandy. I appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. I'm just gonna. Very much so. They said he sent it to his mom because he struggled with buttoning the top button. Hey, man, if that's true, and he was just, then I don't think he did. If that's true, then I don't think he did it. Like, if you're such a fucking retard that you're sitting there, sending, look, mom, and I buttoned my top, there's no way in fuck you killed 4 people. Think about it. I haven't seen that, But if that's true, that this dude was sending a text to his mom, hey, look, Mom, I know how to button up my shirt. He didn't kill shit. He didn't kill a motherfucking thing. If that's true, who, me? I'm a Virgo. I read that too, but I wondered if it was another rumor. Yeah, so when it comes to the sheath, like I said, I think the simple question is where's your K-bar and sheath? The odds of a person being out at 4 a.m. having bought a knife that isn't that popular with the phone being off altogether, that's a lot. It is a lot. I agree. The judge called AT out for taking on 2 death penalty cases. She's far too busy to be kissing with the... Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree with that completely. So I agree. I like the idea that they're going to get the words psychopath, sociopath out of there. I do like that. Critical ruling. Let's see. What was it here? Let's see here. The judge blocked the state from using his autism diagnosis to send him to the firing squad. That's interesting. What's sick is they don't care about the other 2 male DNA. I agree with that. I agree with that completely. Remember, that's what he has been studying for years, how to get away with murking. 2% of my mind has always said he did it to try to get away with it. I understand that process. I understand it. So I'm not a big fan of cops or lawyers, and I know he did this shit. It says C is so good. This says Mark. He might be. He might be. I do think the gag order messed the whole case up. Exposing heretics says it's a slam dunk case. No. You have to have... No, it's not a slam dunk case. And see, once again, that's my problem with almost everybody. My problem with almost everybody, both on the guilter side and both on the non-guilter side, is everybody swears up and down that they're the ones that's right. You motherfuckers don't know shit. You know how I know you don't know shit? Because I don't know shit. And I've been following the case the entire time. I'm just being honest. It's not a slam dunk for either side. Every piece of evidence is circumstantial. It points to Kohlberger being guilty, I'll tell you that. But that's one of the things I hate about the community. If you don't see things just like me, you must be a dummy. No. But I'm always right. Yeah, exactly. It's so weird. Like you're the one. You're the smart one. Everybody else is the dumb one. I think it's a goofy way to live your life. Everything they say, he had like shovels, gloves, black balaclava. Yeah, everybody has. A lot of those people have that shit. Unless you were president, everything is opinion. Yeah, we haven't seen everything. I mean, we've seen the majority of it, but it's a wild thing to say that anyone with what did he say? I can't even remember. I think he definitely has a bomb coming. I think anyone that points to this when all the evidence is circumstantial, no murder weapon, no motive. I just want to lay this out there for the guilters. I want you to understand, you're saying a murder case where there's no motive, no murder weapon, no other evidence, like physical real evidence. You're saying anyone that doesn't see this as a 100% guilt. I forgot what you said, but at the end of the day, you're talking about a case with no motive and no murder weapon. That's one of the weakest cases you can have. If you don't even have motive, murder weapon, no ties, don't even have them connected. You don't even have them connected. I honestly do not think Brian did it. I think he did it, but I just don't think there's enough to convict him. Too much to handle. And I'm going to be honest. I take this position. My theory. Look, man. The alibi shit, of course. If you want to know my theory, what I honestly think, I do believe that this was kind of an internal desire to kill. And I understand that because a lot of people, especially people that get into serial killers and shit, I think a lot of us, and listen, I just want to, all right, let me ask the audience this. Has anybody in the audience ever, maybe I'm the only one, maybe I'm the sociopath. Has anybody in the audience ever, seriously, just in your own little mind, put yourself in the position of a serial killer, whether it be a fantasy, maybe you're just drunk thinking about it, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Have you ever thought, how would I get away with it? Have you ever thought of anything like that? Maybe I'm the only one. 3 times a day at least. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. If enough people in this chat room, I want you to see, this is just a small chat room right now with 120 people in here. If enough people in here have thought about it, I think it's logical to believe that someone that's into it, like maybe Kohlberger, probably thought about it. Maybe even acted on it. I think it's possible. And then if you add in, maybe he flirted with a chick somewhere along the line, and maybe she turned him down. Now, remember, there's no connection. There's no connection that we know of. But maybe there was. Maybe he did get turned down. And he said, fuck this bitch. You know what I mean? It is possible. I can tell you I wouldn't take my car. Yeah, no, exactly. No, I agree with you 100%. We can all look at something from the other side of the street and say, I wouldn't do it that way. You know what I mean? 90% of snack cakers have too. They take notes while watching true crime shows. Yeah. Everybody does. Everybody that gets into this kind of thing thinks it a little bit. Now, I get it. Everybody also thinks they're fucking the law and detectives and shit. And I understand I'm the only sociopath probably that watches this shit and is like rooting on like the bad guys and shit. But in general, over the years, we have definitely dumbed down and what it takes to convict someone. Yeah. So when it comes to all of this, we didn't get much. Kohlberger got some wins. And I agree with you 100% upgrade. I sleep with a knife under my pillow, not getting attacked in my sleep again. Yeah. Jenks says he had to have got rejected by one of these girls or talked behind he heard, maybe the Mad Greek. Here's the thing, though. I think if there was evidence he'd been in the Mad Greek, we'd know it by now. He would have had like a receipt, like a debit card transaction there. You see what I'm saying? How are you going to kill someone if you don't have a clear video linking his car, proving it's his car? What do you mean, how are you going to kill someone? Oh, you mean death penalty? No, I agree with you. I'm a guilter, but I'm not close to listening to evidence and changing my thinking. Exactly. So look, all we really got here, I think Kohlberger got some wins. Decisions still need to be made. I don't think we got much out of any of this. I think it's safe to say this judge doesn't like Cy Ray. And I think that's going to be a huge problem going forward. Hey, JB, what do you think it could be two attackers killed this crime, not Brian? Why couldn't Brian be one of the two? Why couldn't Brian be one of the two? Anybody else get arrested? Remember that? Granted, it's rumor. Jeff says, I've always thought in the past he may have been fat and creepy, maybe creepy from his condition. Maybe he thought he'd be getting in shape would solve that. No amount of sit-ups get rid of creepy. Yeah, anything's possible. Kayla says, I've thought he was guilty since the beginning, but I agree with JB. Evidence is weak. Yeah. And by the way, look, man, I don't have no skin in the game here. I don't. Other than the fact that I can say if he was not guilty, see, I lose no matter what now. Because I changed my position, I lose no matter what. 2 years of me saying not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty is down the drain now. So, no matter what, I'm wrong. If he's found guilty, then motherfuckers will look back at the 2 years and be like, what about all these videos where you said he wasn't guilty? I lose no matter what. I'll tell you what I didn't lose on, though. Teresa, I hope you're still in here. Because we need to listen to this. We need to listen to this. Now, I just want to say this. I was leaning toward not guilty with knife purchase and all. Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. To all of the people that said to me that Richard Allen was forced by the white supremacists to confess in the Delphi murders, I just want you to listen to these confessions and tell me what you think. Do these confessions sound forced to you? Let's listen.
I just wanted to apologize to you.
What's going on, sweetheart?
I did it.
You did
No,
what?
I did it.
What?
I killed Abby and Libby.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't, Darren.
Yes, I did.
Don't say
I don't know why.
No, you didn't. You're not feeling well. There's something wrong. They've messed up your meds or something there.
No, I evidently did it.
Now, when we're going to keep listening in just a second. Listen to this. How many of you people said that he was drugged out and blah, 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 he didn't know what he was doing? No. In my opinion, this is a man who was given up. He has finally said, you know what, I've had enough of this shit. He had been caught lying both by his wife, which I never knew. I did not know he told his wife he wasn't on the bridge. I did not know. She said, yeah, exactly, dying breed, yeah. Hearing those confessions really opened my eyes. It's not what I had imagined at all. Yeah. In my opinion, these confessions sounded legit. If you get told, nah, man, see, this is the snack caker thing. This is the snack caker thing. You got to remember, he even told people it was a box cutter. Like, there was a lot. Like, I understand holding on. Listen, what I don't understand is hearing the words, a confession from someone, and a confession in the regular voice, the regular tone, and still not believing it. I don't understand how you can hear the words out of a man's mouth saying, I killed Abby and Libby. The voice match was top notch. Yeah.
No, you didn't. Why would you say that?
Because maybe I did.
No, you didn't, dear.
I think I did.
No, you didn't. They are screwing with you there, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it.
I just wish they would kill me or let me apologize to the families at least.
Right there. That's not something that someone that isn't guilty would say. I wish they would kill me or at least let me just apologize to the families. We all know they're listening to every call. If you're a major suspect and you're in jail, you don't say you did. Yes, exactly. The man, that sounds like a man who killed Abby and Libby. Exactly. And listen, guys, once again, remember, I was the Richard Allen isn't guilty guy. And then at the end, when I heard there were confessions, I said, oh no. Once again, how many beers did he drink that day? Well, he was in jail this day. His tone says it all. Yeah, this is a defeated man. So the Delphi thing I haven't followed. I know seeing his interview, the guy was 100% sure of himself. I disagree. I thought he looked like a liar through the whole interview. I am more convinced now that Richard Allen did it than I ever. Like I said, I went the whole time not believing he did it. Remember, I'm an innocent until proven guilty guy. I was drinking 100 beers and never ever, yeah, exactly. And remember, he wasn't drinking beers. He was already locked up. This is a jail phone call.
Not talk about anything that we don't need to, but
Yeah.
no, there are lawyers.
Yeah. Imagine telling your mate that you did something this horrendous and that you're never coming home. Oh, how many beers did he have on the bridge? I think he said he had 2 or 3. He had 2 or 3 before he went to the bridge. We went to his mom's or some shit. I did it. Do you still love me? It was fucking bizarre. But that's what you would say. If you know you're going to prison for the rest of your life, do you still love me? What you're doing is, you got to understand, a man's biggest fear when he's off in prison and jail is the people outside leaving him. Because he's going to want commissary. He's going to want shit like that. The biggest worry in a human's mind, other than the case itself, is are my people going to ride with me through this? Yeah, Jenks, he did. He did.
There are lawyers.
Well, I need to tell you something anyway.
Okay.
These are different calls.
Are you sure you want to talk to me over the phone?
These are different calls.
I think I have to.
Okay.
I need you to know that I did this.
What?
Well, hon, this is the first time I've been able to talk to you, and I've been trying forever. I'm just trying to be at peace with things.
Honey.
And I had a dream that I needed to let you go, and I didn't know how to let you go. And
What about what whole staged event? What tarot card? What no blood on Abby? What the white van is the one that he mentioned himself. Confessed like 60 times. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I was under the impression he was fucked out of his mind as well, all slobbering and drugged out. This is the words. Well, I don't understand why you people never believe it. Like you're hearing the dude's voice. What do you mean he could be? Why? What would make you think that he is? Okay, Tanya, let me ask you this. Do you have any evidence at all that Richard Allen was coerced? Or are you just saying that just to be saying it? Wouldn't he be sobbing while saying it then? Yeah. Not necessarily. It looked like a person, 2-man job to me, but he said he did it, and I believe him. Yeah. When you are away, you could, but everything you're saying is you could be. By the way, I've did time in that exact penitentiary he was in, Westville. I've did time in that exact penitentiary. There's nothing in that. Either way. Let me just. So you're just saying it could be for. So let me get this straight. You don't believe his own words. And your answer is because he could have been threatened. You don't, like, there's nothing else? Like, you don't have any evidence that he was threatened? You know, like there's nothing?
That's all it is.
Oh, yeah, if he was being forced to.
Don't be talking about
Yeah.
anything on the phone negative like that. Okay?
Just
But I have to let you know.
She said no evidence. Okay. No evidence, just reality. Okay, I don't think you understand. I think you and I have two different definitions of reality. How is it reality if you just made it up by yourself? He was confessing all the time. Yes. What's up, Ozzy? That's my question. If you just made it up right here, right now, all by yourself, how is that reality?
Know that I did it, hon.
Dear.
What's up,
No, you
Ozzy?
didn't.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, it's me.
Yeah.
I need to know if you still love me, baby.
Yes, dear.
Okay. and everybody else will.
This is exactly how a man would sound if he was telling his wife that he did it. But you're still going to be here for me, right? Aryan Nation up there? Right. Trust me, the Aryans are not. The Aryans have better shit to do. And you can take my word for that. Question I ask is, if set free, will you give him a room in your house with your kids? How strong in your belief in innocence? Well, who are you talking to? Me? Well, who are you talking to? Some people are weak and may, once again, may falsely confess. May falsely confess. Was you talking to me, Nina? Who do I think is innocent?
As well, honey.
Yes.
Because I may have to spend the rest of my life here, or I just got to know that everybody's still going to love me.
This is exactly what someone would say.
Because I may only be able to see you one last time. You understand what I'm saying?
And that's another thing. Yeah, and I think his wife thought he did it too. You never heard the confession before? Yeah. This is who's threatening him. Yeah, exactly. You know, that's the thing. Is everybody's saying he's being threatened to confess. By who? You don't even know. Who's the suspect? Somebody said white people. There, how do you know it wasn't the Aryans, JB? Could it possibly be because I know Aryans in that area? In that exact prison? In that exact city and state? Is it possible that could be it? Just curious. Wasn't talking to you. Oh, yeah, I hear you there. No, I know. Wasn't the landowner and who's dead now. So, yeah, I still think Ron Allen is a hell of a suspect. Hell of a suspect.
Not true.
It's true, honey.
No, it's not.
It's true, honey.
No, it's not.
Confession of a defeated man, yeah.
I'm well.
No. No, you don't.
Yes, I am, honey. I just hope that you'll still love me. Cause
And listen, she sounds like she believes he did it. Let's just call it.
I may only, if I get the electric chair, or if I get the death penalty,
No. No.
What would you like to know about Aryans? What would you like to know about Aryans? I can tell you what Aryans are not doing. He's probably in protective custody. Anyway, yeah, he wasn't in the general population at all. Anything and everything, please. They're a prison gang. You want me to tell you about a prison gang? Why not make a big deal with law enforcement and they're talking to your wife? Some people are just dumb. Some people, when you give up, that's the first thing you do. You know what I mean? To be honest, it's something that naturally crosses people's mind from time to time. I'm sure everyone has had it cross their mind at least once in a while. Yeah, agreed. Yes, please. I'm not going to tell you everything about a gang. Thank you, Upgrade, for fixing the Aryans thing. What I will tell you is there's a group of people that we'll just say really like who they are. We'll just leave it at that. But what you're accusing them of is something they don't do. What I will tell you now is what this goofy-ass community is accusing the Aryan Brotherhood of doing is not something they do. Because let me also explain to you. the Aryans and the Odinists, who the people that the things that people are accusing them of, they don't fuck with each other like that. They got two different ideologies. Do you see what I'm saying? The belief, because I want you to understand, this goofy ass community has said they don't off whites or children. It's not something that they do. Thank you, K-Dubs. The minute, and by the way, the same people that were saying the Aryans and the Odinists did it in this case also went to the Idaho 4 case and said they did it there too. Las Pedos, yeah, exactly. The same people that said it was the white racists in this case said it in the Idaho 4 case too.
No, honey, that's not going to happen.
Aryans are not involved in any of these at all.
If it does, will you be there for me?
Listen to him. This is a man that sounds like he knows exactly what he's talking about.
It's not going to happen.
Yes, the goal is to preserve the race, not take away from the race.
Do what?
Nothing. This isn't right. They messed you up so bad.
Exactly, Demon Dog.
It's okay, honey. I did it. I did it.
Exactly, Jenks.
Stop.
I cannot stop.
That's better. We have better shit. Well, I don't know why I'm saying we. They have better shit to do, bigger fish to fry.
I've got somebody here listening to me right now, dear.
No. I can get it. I'm sorry.
I don't.
Oh, you did it, dear.
I killed Abby, dear.
No, you didn't. Stop. Stop saying that. No, you didn't.
I knew I was supposed to let you go. I was trying to let you go.
Stop. Dear, we're going to be back together.
I heard that he confessed all kinds of shit that's impossible for him to have done.
I thought you were always going to love me. No matter what.
Sometimes you gotta understand. Once you've made these confessions and you know that they've caught you, they've came to you, they said it's on the phone, blah blah blah. A lot of time, isn't his family asking him not to appeal this now? That's what alarmed me more about the confession. Yeah. But I do think she sounds like one of those wives that would rather be lied to. I agree with that. Look, I think that with Richard Allen, I think once he confessed, he realized he fucked up. And then at trial, his lawyers are like, hey, man, we're going to try to get you out of this shit. You know what I mean? I believe that in this moment of loneliness inside Westville Correctional, if you can't handle an adult relationship with an adult woman, you're a piece of shit. You agree? I believe at this point, at this moment, Richard Allen knew that he was dragging his family through this. I think he just got look, man. I will tell you this: that when you're in the hole, when you're in the penitentiary, it's a very lonely thing. I heard a psychologist's opinion on Allen. Says Norm to do all this, all his wife tells him, but in this confession, he goes against his norms. He took the reins back, was a man, and told true. Yeah. And there could be a million reasons why this is. By the way, he could have felt remorse. He could have felt bad. It is possible that the dude just was like, man, does that make sense? Like, you can have remorse after doing some shit. Now, normally killers don't. But in this particular case, once you start hearing your wife crying and shit, you wanted to tell the family sorry. Yeah. You can't take a confession from someone under the influence, but he wasn't under the influence. We don't know that he was. We don't know that he was under the influence. Richard was framed just like Karen Reed. Yes, everybody's getting framed. Everybody's framed. You nailed it, bro. They put him in the hole to get a confession and it worked. Yeah, it broke him down. I don't believe it was a false confession. Yeah. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, when you're in there and you're just like shit and you're going through it all and you're thinking about your wife, your kids, all of this, sometimes they're going through all kinds of shit. Isolation can make you tell the truth, no question. If you don't believe me, okay, how many times, here's how you know. Didn't you know everybody in jail is innocent? Yeah. Here's how you know. How many times in your life have you lied to someone? And the more the pressure is turned on you, the more pressured you are, you eventually just tell the truth. JB, I know you've been fucking them girls off YouTube. Nah, hell no. JB, I know you've been fucking them girls off YouTube. Nah, man, why would you say that? JB, I know you've been fucking them girls off YouTube. On and on and on. Yes, fine. Yes, I did. It is what it is. Couple of them. Boston, Oklahoma. Been there. I've been around. KC's gonna laugh at that one. Unless you're a politician. Okay. Yes. Everybody's framed, of course. KC says, you see the point? I knew it. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Shit happens. My point is, the more pressure, sometimes you just, I seen the person, yes, the more pressure is put on you, you're just like, let me tell the truth and get these motherfuckers off my ass. Pressure makes diamonds and truth tellers. Yeah. Explain to me how 3 states, all law enforcement, judges, frames one person. Yeah. Yeah. And that's, by the way, that's multiple institutions. Like if you're talking about Idaho 4, you're talking about the feds. You're also talking about, the feds. You're also talking about the state police. You're also talking about the local police. That's a lot of different motherfuckers all wrapped up into the same conspiracy. If I'm taking the fall for something I did do, my family better get a big ass payout for me to do. Yeah. Exactly. You like that one, did you, Upgrade? Yeah, exactly, BD. He fucked it up.
Will you always love me, baby?
And let me also tell you, if I didn't do something, you motherfuckers are gonna have to kill me. You can't scare me into telling my wife that I killed 2 little fucking girls. And all of you will understand this. So I swear we just had a discussion the other night and I was sure innocent then. That's right, Casey. That's right. That's right. I was innocent. I'm always innocent. So anyway, what's I saying? Damn. Someone gonna say something when that many involved? Yeah, there's not that many involved. That's what. Yeah, they would snitch. So when you're thinking about this case, look, man, gentlemen, I fucking love you sometimes. Absolutely. Well, you're gonna have to show me. You're gonna have to show me in person. You know. Anyways, what was I saying? Men, I want you to tell me the truth. Put yourself in Richard Allen's shoes. Let's say people were threatening you. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this. Is there anything any group of people could tell you to make you tell your mother and your wife and your children and the courts that you did it? Something as hideous as this? Is there any situation, you as a man, where someone could accuse you of this? Anywhere, any threat from any group of people that would make you confess to something like this to your wife, mother, the law, if you didn't do it? As a man, there's not a chance in hell. But I keep hearing all the snack cakers say, you don't know, man, I've been a man for 44 years. Surely Richard Allen can't believe he did what he did. He may really, really want it to not be true, but it's going to eat at him. He seems like that type of guy. Yeah, I would be more afraid of prison justice for killing 2 little girls. That's another thing. Once you go in there as someone who killed and stripped down at least one of those little girls, bro. Plus, it was a private phone call. Not really private, but exactly. They thought it was. Ignorantly. But if I did, I would damn sure never confess. Yes, but Steve, what the question is if you didn't do it, would you ever confess? If you didn't do it, is there anything that a dude could do to you to make you confess this bullshit that you didn't do to your wife or family? Now, the answer is probably no. This is why I believe the confession. I'm listening to him, and I believe every word of his confession. Because there's no dude on this planet big enough, and no group of dudes big enough to make me say this shit if I didn't do it.
With you. He's with you.
You're going to have to kill me.
He's with you. He's with you. You need to stop talking. If your lawyer's not there, you need to stop talking. He's with you, honey. He's with you.
Thank you for using GT.
Hello?
Hello? Hi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, how are you doing?
Is that his mom?
No, I'm all right, I guess.
Yeah.
You got to learn to hit all messages if you want to see everybody's messages. Jeff says if this crime was sexually motivated, I bet Alan was porn in his life and has become quite good at lying about his porn. Probably lies the same way to police. Yeah.
It's good to hear your voice.
So did Kathy tell you that I did it?
Uh-oh.
We love you. You know that, don't you?
This is his mom.
Yes.
And do you know if Kathy's okay?
Kathy's doing okay. We've been holding each other up.
I'm just worried that you guys aren't going to love me because of the fact that I said that I did it.
But just saying it doesn't mean you did it.
Well, it does when I did.
I think they're just messing with you.
No, Mom, they're not.
Come on, man. How can you hear this and not think this is legit? How can you listen to this and think that this is not a legit confession?
So if I did do it, then you guys don't love me anymore?
I will always love you no matter what.
Okay.
And that you can count on that.
Okay.
There's nothing that would make me ever stop loving you.
What did you have for breakfast or lunch today?
Oh, had some kind of egg.
These are a bunch of different calls all mixed into one.
Yeah.
Something fairly normal. So weird talking to you.
What, sweetheart?
So it's just kind of weird talking to you.
Why? Why would it be weird?
I can see him.
Just
Agreed.
And I don't have much say in anything, I'm sure.
but you know that I done it, right?
Dear, I don't want to talk about that. Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
No?
Hey,
Family's completely in denial.
Hi.
Bro, I didn't block you. There's literally a screen that I have on my thing with the chat that you guys can see when your chats pop up. He knows these calls are recorded. Yeah. See, Steve Stevenson. Your name's right there, buddy. It's weird though. Why is all that he wants to talk about? Hey, fam, I did it because he's trying to make sure he's trying to make sure his family will stay. Look, man, he knows he's about to do all these years. He's making sure that his family is going to stay by his side. Everybody else, he's turning on the TV. Everybody else is saying you're a fucking child-killing sack of shit. Even child-killing sacks of shit want to know that their grandmas and moms and sister and family loves them. You know what I mean? Jail talk is a motherfucker. Yeah. You know how many women I've told I love you to on that down? It's just like pillow talk. Baby, when I get out of here, I'm gonna marry you. I swear to God. When I get out of here, I'm gonna marry. That jail talk shit is a motherfucker. It's a true story. And you mean it. At that time, you mean it. But what was his motive? Richard Allen's motive? He was gonna rape the girls. He was going to rape the girls. That's why one of them didn't have their clothes on. I mean, motherfuckers on my shit right now swearing they're moving to Florida as soon as they get out. See? You let me know that. You let me know right there you got some bullshit pussy. You got, yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with being a fat girl. Fat girls need dick once in a while. Nina? Russians are the best at getting pillows. Yeah, agreed. What's up, water otter? Lonely men will say some shit. Yeah. Damn, KC is like, you know how many dudes in the penitentiary I'm writing right now? Oh, thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know.
I did it.
Yeah, the clothes thing.
What?
I did it. Do you still love me? I'm so sorry, baby.
I can't talk to you right now.
Probably gonna have to kill myself now.
Shit.
Stop.
All right, everybody. Thank you all very much for watching. Please hit that like.
Okay, there you go. So there is what we have. There's what we have. Wade Wilson, the king of the jail calls. Yeah. You never asked. No, I hear you. I hear you. Do your thing, girl. Do your thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Allen did it. The confessions to me. Excuse me. Did he ever explain what he did? Yeah. Yeah, there was other things. That's not all the confessions. His written confession talked about I believe the box cutter and all that shit. White van talked about all that shit. Catching it super late, JB. I thought it wasn't him for a while. Now here's what. Yeah, it sounds just like him, right? Yeah, and his voice sounds like Bridge Guy. What was his motive? His motive was to rape them. He wanted to rape them. That is why he made them strip. Why else would you take off your clothes, bitch? Why else would you do that if your intention wasn't to rape them? I think, and that's what he said. He said that was his motive. I've been there, so I try not to make anyone feel alone when they're locked up, but I also get clean. Yeah, exactly. Claudia says, but he didn't. He didn't what? BD, maybe their urge and desires was motives was sex, yeah. So no, JB, no way. He was a pedophile, yeah. That's what I believe. Listen. Let's take a look. So far, yeah, hold on. Let me see here. Richard Allen. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see here. No, he didn't rape them. No, he didn't. He didn't. Let's see. During the trial, we saw. Where we go? Let's see. Let me see if this
about the murders. Thanks for joining us here. First and 4, I'm Nick McGill.
And I'm Dan Spieler, in for Aaliyah. Day 11 of testimony in the Delphi murders trial. Russ McQuaid has been in the courtroom throughout the trial. He joined us live with the breaking details. First and 4, Russ.
Well, good afternoon, Dan.
I want to make sure this is the right one. Because basically, yeah, he became tearful and said he committed the murders by himself, according to Wala's account. This is the psychiatrist in prison. Allen said his intentions were sexual in nature, and he alluded to having a sex addiction. He believed the girls were older, perhaps 18 or 19. Although he also thought that they could have been as young as 11. So you've heard the confession. Did he have any priors or anything found on his devices? Other than, no, it just is a confession saying he wanted to kill them. And, you know, if a man tells me I murdered people and I wanted to fuck them, I tend to believe him. I tend to believe a motherfucker when somebody says they want to murder, you know what I mean? I don't need to know anything else. Like, does he have gay porn? I don't need to know none of that shit. Usually when a person says, 11 years old, that's wild. Yeah. No. Do you see how people like to bob and weave their way around the confession? Did he have any other pornographic material? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think so. Then he must be innocent. No. I mean, you know, him wanting to fuck somebody, that's, you know, you're not going to have evidence of that necessarily. There's a lot of y'all I want to fuck. I ain't got no evidence I want to fuck you till, well, now it's on film. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, the bottom line is with this is that Richard Allen confessed, and to me it sounded believable. So I'm going to poll the audience real quick. Did Richard Allen's confession sound believable? Do you believe Richard Allen when he said he did it? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you do that type of shit because you're trying to set up an insanity defense. I believe he did it. I believe Richard Allen did it. Yeah, no question. A person will tell you the truth if you just listen. Yeah. I think he did it. And I think that the confession is, and guys, we still got, listen, that with that Delphi case being over, we're going to start getting all kinds of evidence out, like the pictures, the images. We're going to start seeing all that shit. I probably won't be able to show them on here. It'll probably be on Twitter or Rumble, but because you know how YouTube is. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to say thank you for your time. Yeah, I believe people who say they killed someone. I especially believe it when they tell his wife multiple times. Yeah. When it comes to Kohlberger, I believe that I do not believe. Oh, Greg called him a very behaved group. I think that was a legit confession. Yeah, I do too. When it comes to Kohlberger, I do not think this case is going well for him. And physical act is not the only way to attack someone. Some get off to the power. Yeah. When it comes to Kohlberger, I don't think this court, these hearings are going well for him. Yeah, he got some wins. No, he didn't rape them. Nobody said he raped them. Nobody said he raped them. You're extra funny today and made me laugh a lot. Thank you, beautiful. Hope you're having a good day. Well, let me double check, make sure I'm not calling some dude beautiful. Let me double check. Yes, thank you, beautiful. Appreciate you. Had to double check, make sure I was, calling upgrade beautiful or some shit. There's some real winners on the other channels at times. Yeah, if you guys, I'm going to try to go here live more, but if you guys want to see me live every day, I go live on the Gun Show channel. So anyway, no, BD, nobody said he raped them. He said he was going to rape them. That's why one of them had their clothes removed. Get with you about the interview. I definitely will. I'll get a hold of you. I'm going to check my email today. I've just been working nonstop, man. This is my second stream of the day. Now I got to do a third one. And he didn't have the time to rape him because he saw that white van. I have no clue about Kohberger. I don't know if he's innocent or guilty. Yeah. He didn't have time to rape him. Yeah. Did they ever say if the K-bar knife wounds from Kohberger? If they had... Well, no, they don't. The knife hasn't been found at all. They didn't have the knife at all. Yeah, there was nothing really that we got in these hearings. Not really. Other than the fact that the judge said they couldn't use his autism to send him to death. They said they couldn't say the word psychopath or sociopath. And then he called... oh man, I ain't that funny. I couldn't write a joke. The best I could do is what I do now. I couldn't write it. There's not a chance in the world I could write a joke. I ain't one of them why did the chicken cross the road type of motherfuckers. But anyway, what I was saying is, just got distracted by that fine ass chick. Yeah, I don't think we got much with these hearings. So I do think them the judge calling Cy Ray a conspiracy theorist, though, is going to affect this. I think we saw the bias in the judge. And at that, two fish were in a tank, one says the other, do you know how to drive this damn thing? That's all I got. Exactly, Jeff. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. But yes. All right. So, guys, I'm going to get up out of here. If you want to know where to find me any other day, any other day, you guys can go down to my homepage, scroll down, go to the gun, or just type it in, The Gun Show. I got plenty of channels. But anyways, I will see you guys in a little bit. Trump is cutting them trees down as we speak. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. What was that chick's name? I need to remember that chick's name. Case Sizzle 316. 706-970-8743. I'm out of here, y'all. Take it easy.